Hello and welcome to Forge TV, the university's one and only television station.
Broadcasting around the Union and Sheffield, we bring you the latest in entertainment, news and sport. I'm Ginny.
And I'm Glenn. Let's have a look at today's show.
Hello, I'm Leanne Rinney and welcome to Forge TV News. Coming up in the programme, we take a look at what has been happening around our union in the last fortnight, followed by a roundup of the national student news. So, sit back, relax and find out just what's been happening at your university. Lord Browne has revealed his year-long review into university funding, and his main recommendation is that tuition fee caps should be removed. This means that some universities could start charging £7,000 a year, and students could leave university owing up to £45,000. In response to the Browne review, Sheffield students marched on Nick Clegg's constituency office in Nether Green, calling for him to honour his election pledge of opposing a rise in tuition fees. Clegg was not available at the time, however, Union President Josh Vorstenser spoke out about the need for fees to be kept under control. Danny Leach was at the protest and I caught up with Education Officer Joe Oliver to find out how students can make their voices heard.
Part of our plan is to be here as a presence and to remind Nick Clegg of his pledge, to remind him not only that he said he wouldn't vote for any increase in fees, but that his manifesto and the manifesto of his party also was in favour of free education, that as a result any flip-flop will be considered very gravely by students.
Nick Clegg, don't break your pledge! Nick Clegg, don't break your pledge!
We can play a role, and I urge students not to give up and not to take these fees lying down. I think there's a way we see this as inevitable, and this really is the year when we do have an opportunity, a small opening in which we can influence the debate and change it. So please do, whatever your position is, whether you want free education, whether you want a graduate tax, whether you just don't want to be paying £10,000 a year, please do get involved and tell MPs this.
Students enrolling around the university campus had to wait for up to 4 hours during Freshers' Week in what the university has described as a system running somewhat slower than usual. Hundreds of freshers queued for hours along Northumberland Road to enter the Goodwin Sports Centre, where they were required to enrol on their courses and collect their university membership cards. A university spokeswoman said waiting times this year were longer than usual, but a student attending all stages of registration should expect to be engaged for up to 3 hours. Hannah Summersfield and Rosie Dean spoke to freshers at Encliffe Village to find out if they were satisfied with the registration process.
We were waiting for at least 2.5 hours, and then by the time we finally got out of the line and walking back, the queue was a lot bigger, so some people obviously waited a lot longer than I did. And at times the line just stopped altogether and nothing happened. They were talking about computer problems, the system went down a few times.
It took us 4 hours and we had loads to do that day.
There's a lot of stuff you need to do at that time, and it was annoying to have to queue up for that long.
Well, I had to get up at 7 in the morning, so it didn't take as long, but it made me get up ready.
Yeah, it was annoying.
It took someone 6 hours in queue.
It was unnecessary.
And it was only 2 minutes on the computer, I could have done it with.
Yeah,
it was
a
very
pain.
Bad start to our pressure.
Had to queue for about 2 hours, bit of a mess really. But I made a lot of friends in the queue.
Yeah,
I
made a friend in the queue.
To be fair, which is alright, but at the end of the day, it took 2 hours, and then after that to do the health service as well, which was a mare, and no, it wasn't too bad. I think the system crashed after I went, so I had the queues for about 4 hours after that.
Yeah, it only took you 2 hours. It took me about 5 because I had to confirm my payment as well, and then the system went down, so I had to sit there not knowing if everything was going to go right with my tuition.
So when I was in the queue waiting 2.5 to 3 hours.
Well, I had all these plans for the day, I was going to do my laundry and go to town and do everything, and I thought it would take about an hour tops, and had to wait for 5 hours, so I was pretty gutted about that.
Yeah, I had to queue for ages. It's a bit boring, to be honest. Too long.
Okay, we queued to register for 4 hours and it was raining.
Oh, was it raining?
It was raining.
No, it wasn't raining.
So it annoyed us.
But is this system kept going down, and that was annoying.
Student satisfaction levels at the University of Sheffield have stalled at the same level for the third year running, according to the 2010 National Student Survey. Overall, the university came joint 7th out of 277 participating further and higher education institutions, holding the same position it has held since 2008. Students were surveyed across a number of areas, including teaching, assessment and feedback, academic support and personal development during their time at university. Assessment and feedback was the lowest scoring area of the survey, with only 54% of students saying that feedback on their work has helped them clarify what they didn't understand. Only 55% agree that they received detailed comments on their work. As the new academic year gets underway, South Yorkshire Fire and Rescue Service have been working with Sheffield University student groups and accommodation bosses to help reduce the number of accidental fires in student houses. In the last 12 months, there have been 15 fires in student housing in Sheffield, and there have been 85 fires in total over the last 4 years. Only last Thursday, around 80 students were evacuated from a block of flats in Highfield because somebody had carelessly discarded ash into a waste bin. After hosting a number of events, talks and displays around